Welcome to the Pine Island Experience Podcast. I'm Joanna Anderson with my husband Trigby. Each of our episodes will be conversations with fellow Pine Islanders.
The goal of our podcast is to share with you our experiences, what we found to be fun, and what makes the Pine Island experience so unique.
This is very exciting. We recorded our very first Pine Island Experience podcast episode. Yippee! Trigby and I interviewed each other and we talked about how we discovered Pine Island and why we are so very happy that we decided to make it our home. So Trig, maybe you can start us off with a few basics like just exactly where is Pine Island, Florida?
Sure. So Pine Island, Florida is an island off the southwest coast of Florida. It's actually kind of hidden between the mainland and its more famous neighbors, Sanibel and Captimba Islands. You access Pine Island via a bridge that comes out of Cape Coral, Florida, and crosses through Matlacha and onto the island. It's actually the largest island in Florida. It's approximately 17 miles long and 2 miles wide. And maybe we should start out with, how do we first find Pine Island?
Well, we've been living in Florida for quite some time, and we did what many Floridians do. We decided to vacation around Florida. And our favorite spot turned out to be Fort Myers Beach. We came here every year for the fireworks. You took pictures on the beach. We had a wonderful time. And we kept asking ourselves, why don't we find a place down in Fort Myers Beach? We looked around and we found out we couldn't find any place that would allow such a large dog. They said small dogs only. So, and even a few places didn't even allow that. So we're driving around and I remember saying to you, why don't we go look and find the place where my favorite author lived, Randy Wayne White. So we drove over, and I'll never forget this. We went over the bridge in Matlacha and we looked and I said, oh my goodness, we have to live here. It was just perfect. And somehow we managed to go over to Low Key Tiki. We'd never heard of it. We were just driving around the island and we went to Low Key Tiki and had lunch, talked to some people. They told us how much they loved Pine Island and where they lived, had lunch. I think we might have had a beer or two. And then we said, okay, let's just go find a realtor. It made such an impression. We were so happy. And we went and we met our friend Marion, and the rest is history. So Trig, now that we're here, what do you like most about Pine Island?
Well, I would say number one is we are boaters, and so there are any number of canal communities. On Pine Island, we live in a canal community, so we have the advantage of having our boat on a lift right behind the house. And whenever weather is permitting, it's a very easy task to drop it in the water, and we can take rides where we want to go and enjoy the beautiful Pine Island Sound and the waters around the island. So that's probably our number one thing to do when we're not working. I'd say then right behind that is we were pleased to find out that there is a ton of live music on the island. Arguably almost every day of the week. You may have to go to different bars or restaurants, but virtually every bar or restaurant, or one or more bars or restaurant every day, has some kind of live entertainment. So that's been a lot of fun to go back and be able to hear live entertainment again versus just streaming your music. And maybe third on the list for me would be, it really has that small town feel. It still holds parades and celebrations. And they even get a little bit crazy where there are several actual decorated golf cart parades that happen throughout the year. So they do one for the holidays. They do one for St. Patrick's Day. So a lot of little kind of community activities and with a small town feel. If you do happen to go into a bar or restaurant, invariably you're going to run into somebody that you already know. Why don't you maybe run down some of the other things that we do for fun outside of the live music and boating?
Well, there's so much that we do. It's hard. Where do I start? We like hanging out with the friends. We've made so many friends on Pine Island. It was amazingly easy to do because there's so many great people here. I know we both enjoy photography. You're really the photographer, but I like using my iPhone. I like taking pictures early in the morning. I like running in the dark and when it's cool. And I find that the most spectacular sunrises happen on the island. I love doing that. We both love walking our dog since it's such a dog-friendly island. And we take her up and down the parkway. We've made quite a few friends because of our dog. Our dog acts like she wants to live with other people rather than us. She's so outgoing. We both enjoy the food, the fresh seafood. We have so many restaurants here, you don't even have to leave the island. And we love the live music. Where else can you find live music playing all around you? And in such a great climate. Because of this, we ended up having a golf cart made for us because it's so much fun and so easy to go around to your favorite places, listen to the live music, and go to another place on your golf cart. We both love to boat. You're even letting me operate the boat, so that's a good sign while you're videotaping. And then after boating, now I can talk about fishing, but it's pretty sad. We're terrible. So, but we like to go out. We like to feed the fish. There's so many things we love to do. I can't think of everything. But what about you? What tip would you give to a tourist or someone visiting the island for the first time? What would you say to them?
Well, I'd say the first thing to share is so they're not disappointed. There are no beaches on Pine Island. So just in terms of setting expectations, it's beautiful being in Southwest Florida. The weather is good literally all year round. But I would say first and foremost, come down and experience some of the outdoor activities. There are boat rentals, you can fishing or fishing guides, there's kayaks, paddle boards, or any number of outside activities you can do that you can experience what it is to be in and around in an island and the pleasant or year-round pleasant weather of Southwest Florida.
Yes, and I remember just now how I enjoyed paddleboarding on Pine Island, and I can't even swim. And it was so safe and so fun. You reminded me of that when you said that. Looking forward to more of this, and actually this was enjoyable, interviewing each other. And I'm looking forward to interviewing the people on Pine Island and asking them the same questions.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our Pine Island Experience podcast. If you have any ideas for us, people to interview, or any comments, please feel free to email them to pineislandexperience@gmail.com. That's pineislandexperience, all one word, @gmail.com. Don't forget to like us, and you may subscribe to this podcast using all the major podcast catchers like Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Thanks again for listening, and remember, island life is a constant vacation. We'll see you on the next episode.